You know you're in Maryland if there's Old Bay in the trash floating around. Well, I'm knee deep here. I'm halfway down the road. Got kayaks floating away. Trash everywhere. It's pretty bad. It's definitely one of the worst in a while, for sure. Well, I knew it was going to get bad, man. It is terrible. It's the worst I've seen since Isabel, for sure. Here, being tied up, it's unbelievable bad. Just hoping this wind lays down. We got a higher tide coming like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I tell you, if it's bad like this, it ain't gonna be nothing left. It's gonna be wiped out completely. What a mess. Drive your big truck through knee-deep water. You ain't no crabber. We're cleaning up today from all this mess yesterday. What a mess. Tide came up even higher overnight like they were predicting, and it was really bad. Probably almost a foot on the pier here. Had a couple pots go off. Caught a few white perch in the crab pots that fell off. Got 5 more to find here, so crazy. Lot of just erosion damage and stuff. And today it's sunny and beautiful. Tide's still crazy high today. It's still way up, but it's definitely come down some. You see here on this pedestal how high it was. Like calf deep. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Not only did he bring us dinner fresh out the woods, but he's over here helping. Look at him working. Look at him. It does help that he needs us to get out of the way so he can get in here and process his deer. But that's beside the point. We won't hold that against him. We appreciate that. That's where the tree was, right there. She completely gone. Got my 4 pots still hung up. Definitely don't see this much in November. Salt crab. Good eating right there, old butter baby. And we had a giant white perch today. 12.5 by 4.5 wide. Humongous white perch. Biggest probably I've ever caught. I mean, absolutely massive. I don't know what it weighs. I was gonna weigh it. It weighs 1 3/4 pounds. I had to bring it home to show the kids. Unbelievable size white perch. Here's one for comparison.
Peed on me, Papa.
Oh boy.
Is it
pee on you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Here's a normal white perch that's, you know, decent size, good eating perch, and there's that guy. Absolute monster fish.
Oh man, now I can't dance up here. Now I can't dance up here. I dance up here when I'm by myself.
Had a sponge crab today. We're gonna put a tag on it, let it go, see where she ends up. Tag number 124 of sponge crab. Hopefully she'll make it down the bay. Somebody will catch her next year. It's November 4th. Get to work! Too high!
Okay, yes, Captain. Thought you were trying to get 5 up up here.
Getting some of these last loads picked up. We got a couple more days left. It ain't much. It's like 30-some degrees this morning and high about 50 degrees now. It's chilly. Definitely getting to be a lot more fall-like. Well, we're getting to the end of the season. I got probably 2 days left now. It's getting long in the tooth. I'm left them boys this morning to work independently. We'll see how it goes. I think they got something done, so I just couldn't muster getting up this morning, and it was 31 degrees. What in tarnation is that? Everything's covered in frost and had a good freeze last night. Definitely one of them lounge around mornings. Hey, when you're the captain, you can do that kind of stuff. Well, Captain TikTok stopped by today. He shot a deer and gave us some deer meat and also left us with a bunch of mess to clean up. But
shot a deer this morning, and I'm over here at CJ's cutting it up, and he comes over and grabs a big piece of it, goes and cooks it. His kids are eating on it, and he's eating on it, and then he cuts the rest of it up and goes and gives it to the crew. I didn't even get none.
Can you just tell us the hunting story, not necessarily the, any of these other things?
Puppy.
Definitely been a good season. Been a good season overall, pulling out pots with crabs in them. Probably could have baited one more time, but I didn't. So it is what it is. Seems like the crabs are starting to push a little deeper finally now, and I think the last of them are moving out of the rivers. I still haven't seen a sunfish yet. That's usually the last of the last to come out. Who knows, maybe the water's too salty. It won't really come out as much this year. It'll stay more in the rivers. Well, it's the last morning. We got 2 boatloads to pick up today, and that's it. Wrap this year up. Nice morning. Another frost again, which is a couple days in a row now. It's supposed to be in the, mid-upper 60s next week, warm back up. Sounds like still a few crabs around here and there. Guys even catching shoals, so it does sound like they've moved out of the river. It sounds like guys aren't doing much in the river. So our season here ends December 15th, so we got a little over a month left for the guys that are going to keep going. Oh, there it is, right there.
Sunfish, kiss of death.
Oh, he lost it! He lost the kiss of death!
I didn't do it.
Ah, he lost the kiss of death! It doesn't matter. First sunfish, that tells you it's the beginning of the end if it ain't the end. It was a little tiny one, little tiny guy. I would have shown it to you and then released it, but Jason just released it. It's okay, I forgive you! Definitely chilly this morning. It's 2 jackets and a snow cap kind of morning. Frost on the pumpkin. There's still a few crabs left in the pots, which is good. It's nice to pull them out with something in them instead of being stone empty. Tell us the story of the big buck.
I used up all of my good luck for the entire year because I was running late and got in the deer stand, and not even 5 minutes, smoked a big 8-point. I texted somebody a picture. I was going over the bridge of the sunrise at 6:33, and at 7:01 I texted him and said I had a big deer down. So I mean, it was like no time.
Yum yum, nothing better than a rotten crab. Start the morning. Still catching plenty of catfish, been all whites and channels. Still a couple, there's one of them little flounders too. Still a couple little flounders around. Oh, there he goes. There he went, flounder. A couple of these giant crabs, they're all hanging on each other. It's cold. Some of them got original claws, look like, I mean, just absolute monster, massive crabs. These guys are the ones that hide in the rivers all season long. It's about the only time you get to see them. When they come out from hiding in the rivers, they'll stay in there all season and until it gets cold to push them out. And then when it warms back up, they run right back in there in the springtime. We're not having any fun! chasing that fresher water, and probably the females, little immature females, and they got pretty much all to themselves. A lot of places don't even get touched.
Hammer time.
Backs of these rivers and stuff, nobody really crabs them, and they can stay back there and grow and turn into these giant monster crabs. Beautiful stuff.
Don't use it.
Huh?
No, don't use that. It's awkward. I was looking at it trying to see if it was recording, and last time I did that, Bronco just like put it in for no reason. Did you hear that? You have his permission. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, last day of the season, I caught the biggest crab of my crabbing career. Right at about 9 inches. Another crab bit its point off. You can see it's got really long points. But when you put it on there and measure it, it's an absolute giant. Doesn't have real monster claws, but an absolute giant crab. Biggest I've ever caught, about 9 inches. We weighed it, it's over a pound. If it had both claws, it'd be obviously weigh even more.
Yes, no, coming up. Of the season, 2021. It was a good one. It's not ending good now. It's a little rough. But we're spending time together. We are. We're together like a family. Well, there he is, the old kiss of death right there. Not a real big one, but enough to say, time to go home. It's time of the year. Giant, beautiful crabs. Pretty crabs today. Nice. So last time I gotta do this. Till next year. Season number 20 in the books. All that's left is the anoding and the washing of the moss.
Last day of the season, I retired my hat and made it through the whole season. I can't remember what happened to the one last year, but I got a couple years hats here. Definitely a good season and glad to be retiring her. But just remember, if you don't get in your stand and 5 minutes later shoot a nice buck, you ain't no crabber.